Days until the local elections in England, plus Anglesey, the solitary Welsh council polling next week, and the latest in our series of interviews with the party leaders. Natalie Bennett of the Green Party in England and Wales is with me. Welcome to the programme.
Good afternoon.
This is, I suppose, your first significant electoral test since you became party leader back in September. Last time around in 2009, you won 17 councillors on a 4.8% share of the vote. What's your ambition for next Thursday?
Well, we're looking to very much spread out around the country much more. We're confident that we're going to win our first councillors in Essex, in Surrey and in Cornwall, and we're looking to increase our representation around the country, but very particularly Bristol is an area that's very strong for us. The West Midlands is going well. There's a whole range of areas. So what we're doing is very much growing out of our strongholds, places like Brighton and Hove, where we're now running the council, and of course we have our Green MP, Caroline Lucas, to be spread around the country much more. And I'm quite pleased we've got our first candidate ever on the Isles of Scilly.
You won about, 3,000 more votes than UKIP in 2009. This term, though, they're contesting almost twice as many seats as you. I think it's about 1,700 to your just under 900. I wonder why you haven't yet been able to kind of match that degree of presence on the ground.
Well, I think there's questions here of quality or quantity. And we have very strong local parties up and down the country who are there month after month, year after year, campaigning on issues, whether it's fighting for 20 mile per hour zones in residential areas where the roads are dangerous, whether it's fighting to protect local services. We're there all of the time. We have strong local parties, and that's where we're standing. And the other thing about UKIP is they may have got almost as many votes as us last time, but we have around the country about 3 times as many councillors as they do. And of course, we have an MP that they don't.
Exactly, and you've got all these opportunities, which is why some people are perhaps surprised there hasn't been more of what you might call a green breakthrough. I mean, the opportunities have arguably never been better. The share of votes taken by candidates other than from the 3 biggest parties has gone up. In 2001, I think it was 4.5%. 2009, it was 17.5%, which might beg the question why that has not been shared by the Greens to the degree it might otherwise have been, given you've had MEPs for back in since 1999. I think you've had an MP since the last general election. Why has that not acted as more of a catalyst?
Well, I think what's happened since the economic crisis, there's been a gradual realisation that the old models, the old economic models, the old ways of doing things aren't working. But it's taken time for people to realise that a bit of a tweak to the banking system, a bit of a tweak to the economy isn't enough. We are the people there with the message that we actually entirely need to rebuild our economy around strong local economies, around small businesses, local shops, food growing, bringing manufacturing back to Britain. So we've got a very different prescription. You've got the 3 largest parties who are there trampling on all each other's toes, saying that very often you'll find the local councils who say, we'll bring in a big new supermarket and that's going to be great for our economy. And of course we know that actually this kind of jobs that you get in those supermarkets are low wage, casual, insecure, very often 0 hours contracts. So people are increasingly recognising that we really do have to change, and that's why I think our message will go down very strongly at this election.
The criticism has been from some that the Greens are watermelons, green on the outside, red within, and I wonder if that makes your appeal narrower than it needs to be. I mean, there are lots of people who are concerned about the environment but wouldn't regard themselves as being politically on the left.
Well, you think the thing is, it's very clear that globalisation, neoliberalism, outsourcing, privatisation, all of those things, those ideologies, those ideas have absolutely failed, and we need to go in different directions, build a different sort of economy.
But wouldn't you be more effective if you focused on particular areas? I mean, the obvious one is defending the green belt. There are lots of people who wouldn't politically think of themselves as to the left of centre, but would be passionate about the green belt and might therefore be passionate about the Green Party if they saw it as that kind of party focused on those sorts of issues.
Well, that's very much defending the green belt. We see it very much as an economic issue as well as an environmental one. These 2 sets of things all fit together. That green belt, we need it for the lungs of our town and cities, the places for people to walk their dogs, just get a bit of fresh air, go and watch the birds flying around. But it's also the area that we need to be growing our fruit and vegetables on, as we used to in the past when we had a ring of market gardens around towns and cities. So, as you can see from that example, all of these issues, the environment and the economy, are inextricably mixed together. And the Green Party has a complete policy that addresses all of those issues.
Natalie Bennett, leader of the Green Party in England and Wales. We'll look out and see how you did in Essex and Cornwall and other places come the results next Thursday. Thanks very much. And we'll be hearing from the leaders of the Labour Party, Ed Miliband, the Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg, and the Prime Minister David Cameron on this programme next week.